Abed, the man who founded BRAC, he worked for many years in England. He is a chartered accountant. He worked for Shell Oil. He was 36 years old when he started BRAC, almost 36 years ago. He intended it to be a short-term thing. It was a response to the cyclone that happened in 1970 and then the war, the Liberation War of 1971. He didn't expect this to be a career. It was to be a temporary thing. But as he got into it, he saw that the needs in Bangladesh, the poverty was much, much deeper than anything he'd imagined. One thing led to another. They put some projects together. There was a good team. They thought that they could do things that outsiders could not do, and they felt they had a responsibility for it. I first went to Bangladesh in 1972 to work for CARE immediately after the war that brought Bangladesh into existence. And I worked for CARE. There were hundreds, if not thousands, of international people there, international relief organizations. But there were a handful of Bangladeshi organizations that were just getting started. They were totally new. They were untried. They had very little idea what they were doing. And BRAC and Abed were among them. I remember the first time I met him, people talking about BRAC as though it was something special. But it was special because it was Bangladeshi. The assumption was that Bangladeshis couldn't do this, that any kind of serious development really had to come from outside. I think the thing about BRAC is that it's proven quite the opposite, that real development has to come from inside, and that insiders in countries like Bangladesh can do it, and that poor people can pull themselves up by their own bootstraps if they're given half a chance. But that kind of tenacity, the stick-to-itiveness, the desire to learn what works and to make it work, I think is very, I shouldn't say unique, but it is unique in the development business, because people work on a project basis. They go two-year projects, and if it doesn't work, you move on to the next thing. I think for BRAC, them being Bangladeshis trying to work on a Bangladeshi problem, they were in it for the long haul. For them, this was for life, and they had to make it work. And if it didn't work in the first 2 years, they would make it work in 4. And if not 4, they'd make it work in 6.